What is good, Neo family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the one and only Neo stock and why I'm still very bullish for the long-term future despite it being in the red right now. I'm well aware that Neo has been red for quite a bit of time, guys, but I do believe that it's undervalued and that eventually we're going to see what this company is really worth because they do have some very big bullish catalysts for the future. I'm also going to talk about what happened to Neo today, why it was in the red, and why the overall stock market is affecting it, as we do have some big pieces of news coming out from Jerome Powell and the CPI data that could definitely affect Neo and the market as a whole. I'm also going to talk about what's going on with Neo's share price, as we do have some big pieces of news coming out, as many people are still very, very bullish, especially after what they put on their Twitter page, guys. We have some very bullish news as well for the years coming ahead. Now, before I say anything about Neo, however, before I talk about what they put on their Twitter page or what the technical analysis is showing, I do have to mention some very important things first. First off, I'm not a financial planner, guys. This is all for educational and entertainment purposes only. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. And not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Neo community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you do sign up and deposit $100, you will not only qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500. Once again, that's free money that you will get, but you're also going to get free real-time level 2 data for US stocks with $0 commission trading as well. So please check that out if you guys want. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So check this out right over here, guys. Neo is currently in the red, down 1.33%. It closed at $28.91 a share. If you look at the one-day chart, as you guys can see, we had quite a bit of price movement for today. There was quite a bit of volatility. So actually, let me close the technical indicators real quick before I reopen them and talk about them. But just look at what happened today in the chart, right? We start off at $29.48. Then we dipped pretty hard to $27.78. That is very similar to the way Tesla moved, right? Tesla dipped very hard as well. So did most stocks on the NASDAQ, right? So we had very similar price movements. But then Tesla had a good reversal, and so did Neo. Neo started reversing just a little bit, but we did end up closing a little bit in the red, which is definitely not surprising considering what's going on. But look at the S&P 500, guys. It was very similar. The S&P dropped like crazy, then it started running up just a little bit, but then it closed down 0.12%. So what's going on with the market? How has this affected Neo? I'm going to talk about that first before I go into more detail about Neo. So look at the fear and greed index, guys. Currently it's at 49 right now, in the dead center. And why is it in the dead center? Well, that's because of something very big that's coming out right now, guys. People are not extremely fearful, so to speak, but they're also not super, super greedy. It's because we're very uncertain about what's going to play out for the market because we have big pieces of news coming out. Now, the big thing that people are talking about, or at least everyone is looking at, is Jerome Powell, as he does have the hearing coming out in front of the US Senate very, very soon. And what's basically happening is this guy's going to be hammered and questioned like crazy. People are basically wondering, why on earth is inflation going up? What are you actually doing? We're about to see what he's going to say. And this is actually happening tomorrow at about, I believe it's 10 a.m. I'm not 100% sure about the time. It's going to happen tomorrow morning sometime. And at the end of the day, it does depend on your time zone too. But my point is, we have some very big things that could be coming out from him. He could say something that could really shift the market. So we're just waiting on that. We also have CPI data coming out this week, guys. We're going to find out what inflation was like for December. And right now, Bloomberg has reported it at about 7.1% for December compared to 6.8% in November. So inflation did seem to get a little bit worse, and that could definitely affect the market. Now, in response to that, guys, look at this right here. Goldman Sachs has predicted that the Fed will hike rates 4 times this year, more than previously expected. And this in turn is probably why the S&P closed in the red, leading to a little bit of fear, uncertainty, and doubts, and other things like that. But the main thing is uncertainty, guys. We don't know what the CPI data is going to show and what's going on as well. So what does this mean for Neo? What's going on with Neo? Well, Neo closed down 1.33% because of big pieces of news coming out. And at the end of the day, guys, I want to ask you a question. I've said this many times. Where is Neo's name here? When I showed you this news about Jerome Powell, where is Neo? Do you guys see Neo here? Do you see Neo anywhere right here when it comes to, what's going on with CPI data? When Goldman Sachs said this, does this involve Neo? The answer is no. Based on fundamentals, guys, Neo did nothing wrong to cause it to be in the red the way it is. It's happening because of the overall stock market and inflationary data, other things like that as well. So don't attack Neo. Don't tell me that Neo is a horrible company because it's in the red right now. Don't necessarily tell me anything like that, guys. XBong is also in the red. Most stocks in the market are in the red, although some of them are in the green. You can also see crypto took a very big hit too. So my point is, Neo did next to nothing wrong to cause this, so don't hate on Neo. So if we look at this from a technical perspective, guys, it's not necessarily looking too horrible right now. We seem to have found our bottom at a pretty good level, right? Our bottom is at around the $27.5 range, and that's significant because because that's where our very bottom is, and we have very strong support right over there. So right now, we are on a bit of a downward trend as the MACD flip at the 9-day moving average. We are kind of descending slowly here and there. We are trading below the exponential moving averages, but the RSI did actually hike up a little bit to 36.49, showing that this thing is very it's oversold, I'm sorry, and it's undervalued, right? That's not necessarily good, so to speak. Now, what does this mean for NEO? Because this thing is so undervalued, it could easily have a big run to up to 30 at any given moment. But the thing is, the overall stock market is really, really holding it down. And that's because of this right here. It's all these different pieces of news and the fear of the federal funds rate going up. What this basically means is that the Fed is probably going to artificially raise interest rates by simply raising the federal funds rate. Now, that in turn is going to make it very expensive for many lenders, many institutions to lend out more money, or at least it's going to be very expensive for us too as a response to that. And that in turn is what's going to bring up interest rates, which is thus going to shift the entire dynamic of the stock market, leading to some bearish sentiment. Now, what does that mean for NEO? That means that the overall market is probably going to start dipping relatively soon, and that could bring NEO down with it. So don't be too scared if you see NEO a little bit more red, so to speak, even if we dip below 27.52. But at the end of the day, guys, don't lose faith just yet, because this would be a very good buying opportunity in my opinion, and the entire market is going to see quite a bit of red if the data ends up being more negative. Now, a big thing about NEO that makes it a little bit different from other stocks is it's a very manipulated stock. We could see that 46.59% of all the volume happen on off-lit exchanges. That's always much higher than the other companies out there, because typically it's around 50 to 60%. Today it was a little bit low, but that's probably because the volume was a little bit drier at 20 million. But my point is, guys, it's very manipulated too. You can't forget about that. There could be use of synthetic, shorting and other things like that. So don't necessarily be too surprised if you see this thing drop a little bit more, because there's heavy shorting that's going on right now trying to bring this price down. So what do I think is going to play out? We could dip below the $27.52 range, and we could go to the mid $20 level in the upcoming weeks if the data is bad. However, guys, I want you to know something. That, in my opinion, is a very good buying opportunity, because look at this right here. You have to remember that NEO has a lot of very insane growth that's coming out, and it's very sustainable for the long-term future. Now, even though they have a new car, even though they're expanding all over the world, many people have said something to me, and that is, look, it's a Chinese company. How do you expect it to explode? And my answer is this. The thing about NEO is it's not just going to be based in China, it's going to be all over the world. And another big thing about NEO is the fact that, look, there are investors all over the world that are eyeing this thing. Their NEO Day had over 100 million viewers, guys. 100 million people were watching their big performances, their big presentations, and that in turn is a very bullish piece of news, because there's so many people that are invested in this company, looking into it and buying these cars. It's going to be huge in my opinion. Now, on top of that, guys, they're going to be expanding their factories. They're going to be doubling their production capabilities very soon, and that in turn is going to improve their production numbers. So when it comes to their fundamentals, they're going to get better, and over time, guys, they're going to be more eyes coming on them from Germany, from Switzerland, maybe all over the world, 25 countries, the United States too, which in turn is going to give them more and more and more bullish sentiment. Now, I do know that there is some truth behind the claims that, look, they are based in China. There is, so some people have different responses to that. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm not too scared. I'm not worried, because I see the crypto realm as something very, very similar to cryptocurrencies. I'm sorry, the crypto realm is very similar to EVs. I'm sorry, but look at this right here. This is the reason why I'm saying this. Electric vehicle production and buying is going to accelerate over the next few years, guys. We know that. This is what Neo put on their Twitter page. Now, as you guys know, I know you guys are not following this channel because it's a crypto channel, but what does this have to do with crypto? I believe in the future, a bunch of cryptocurrencies market caps are going to increase dramatically. Bitcoin is going to get bigger, Ethereum, Dogecoin, they're all going to get bigger as time progresses. The same is said about the EV sector, guys. My point is Tesla's going to get bigger too. So is Xbox, so is Neo, so is Rivian, so is Lucid. I believe they're all going to get bigger over time. And Neo in turn is going to be a part of this growth. It's just one of the big players. And I think that based off their production, based off what they're doing, the entire EV sector is going to get bigger, including Neo. And that still makes me very bullish, because we do have good buying opportunities. And as they expand and improve their fundamentals, it's really going to pay off one day. So please be patient with this company. It may be red for this week, it may be red for the next couple of days, but it does not matter. It does not scare me, because I know that they have very good fundamentals. I know what this company is capable of. And I know that very soon we could see a good reversal coming up. So please Don't lose faith, remain calm, cool, and collected, and never ever quit. So please, guys, I really wish each and every one of you the best. Let your emotions stay in check and get ready, guys, because a roller coaster is coming. But at the end of the day, I know Neo is going to recover. They're going to be stronger, and their fundamentals are there. So I thank you for listening. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next one. Neo to the moon, and peace out.